Hey guys, and welcome to part 4 of the Sonic Unleashed playthrough. We have found Professor Pickle.
Are you alright? We got here as fast as we could. Professor?
How was your day, good old Professor?
How dare they call this culinary concoction food? Look here.
Yes, he's got eyebrows for eyes.
Should be no less than 3/4 of an inch thick. Upon it, 1 tablespoon of mayonnaise and a pinch of black pepper. The contents, fresh cucumber, sliced thinly, if you please.
Cucumber sandwiches? Really? That's a thing?
I know I learned something here today.
Professor, it's good to see you haven't changed.
But tell me, what brings you here? The menu is hardly worth the trip, if you ask me.
No, when you see this guy and then years later he would be made into a mod for Sonic Generations where you can actually play as him in the speedy sections. He even has a super form where his hair goes from grey to gold and his eyebrow and his eyebrows for eyes are faced upwards and he's flying.
Oh, yes, quite. But let us be sure to collect the contents of that vault before departing.
Falcon Punch! Not quite as awesome, but close enough.
Ah, thank you. Those documents are our only hope for surviving this crisis. Let's go. There's no time to lose. I'm half starved after being fed nothing but those terrible sandwiches.
Want some chocolate, Professor?
I really don't think you should have that chocolate, Professor. It came out of his arse. So let's find out what these documents are that that the professor requested we collect from that vault. Come on, load screen. There we go.
These ancient documents are known as the Gaia Manuscripts. They tell the legend of a disaster that befell our planet some tens of thousands of years ago.
A disaster?
Quite. And according to the Gaia Manuscripts, this isn't the first time the planet has been broken apart into pieces.
Okay.
The cause lies at the very core of the planet. All the phenomena we've witnessed are the direct result of one creature. The hyper-energy organism spawned at the planet's core, Dark Gaia.
So how do we stop this Dark Gaia and put the
You know,
world
you
back
gotta love
together?
some visual comedy when it works. Like Chip here, who's begging for another cup of tea.
We most likely have Dr. Eggman's premature wake-up call to thank for that. If we act now, we may be able to restore the planet by returning power to the Chaos Emeralds.
Those shiny gems.
Sonic, you must travel to each of the temples listed in the Gaia Manuscripts. The planet's power will restore the Chaos Emeralds, and in turn, the Chaos Emeralds will restore the planet and help it heal naturally.
Of course, the Chaos Emeralds do fucking everything. There are plot MacGuffins for I don't know how many games since Adventure 1. Now that we've finished off the night stage in Mazuri, we're gonna head back to Mazuri so we can complete the night stage, because as the professor said, we need to find the temples. In order to get access to the temples, you need to collect keys. Now, when you get those by playing the mandatory acts of each day and night stage. There are extra acts, but they're completely optional. You only know when it's the main one when you see half of the key on the top of the level select in the hub world. So, like, for example, when you beat the day stage, you'll get one half of the key. Then the night stage, you'll get the second half. When you've completed the key, you get access to the temple. And then you need to when you reach the temple, you restore the corresponding Chaos Emerald. And as the professor explained, in return, that piece of the continent will come back into place on the Earth. And here is your world map. This is the main menu you get. What you can do with this map is you can select which continent you wish to go to. So if you want to, you can go straight into the capital of the hub worlds, or you can select the stages from there when you've actually finished unlocked them. And with the press of the square button, you can change the cycle of day and night. So say you want to select the day stage, you instantly click it when you see the sun icon on the top right off the flag. And then if you want it to be night, you just hold down the square button and you can move the moon, and then there we go, it changes into a moon symbol. Tails here is explaining the basics when you first start the world map. When the flag is shining like that, it means it's a brand new location available for you to go and visit. And that's how you get from one place to another, folks. Let's head off to Mazuri and beat the day stage. Oh no, robots. How threatening. Look, even they, the local citizens, are not impressed.
Who are you? Fear not, my good villagers. If you all behave, I won't have to do anything nasty. All you need to do is tell me where the Temple of Gaia is.
We're not telling you anything.
Even the robots having a good laugh at it.
So, you dare to defy me, do you?
Eggman, why do you need to ask the citizens where the temple is? You're a doctor of scientific genius, quote unquote. Can't you find the temple yourself?
Man, thanks for that little skydiving adventure the other day.
I should have known you'd still be alive, you stubborn little hedgehog.
What are you doing out
Here's a little bit of
I see no reason to tell you.
plot convenience here, or a plot hole here. Eggman's acting right here is acting as if he's thought Sonic was dead and is surprised that he's still alive. Yet in the previous part, we clearly fought against him in the egg cauldron on the tornado. Like, whoops. A little bit of pay attention to writing next time, Sega. And again, the music is... God, the music is fantastic. Especially here where the instruments used in this town is more like your, African background singers, but also the banjos and bongo drums. Really nice. Again, to give each location its own identity. Off we go to Savannah Citadel, Act 1, daytime. Time to go back into some full speed, which is the day stages are the best part of the game. Like the amount of times I'll go back, I would not go through on the whole story multiple times, but I would go back to the day stages because almost all the time I have. I'm not doing it. When I've got free time, I'll go back to the day stages and see if I can. Excuse me. See if I can go back to update my records from time to time. I believe in the early stages of the trailers when they were teasing the game, this was the first stage they revealed of the gameplay style. For daytime anyway. Not much has changed besides a few cosmetic things here and there. Now be careful with these poles, you can home and attack on them, but some of them are really finicky with the homing attack. And again, I'll get all the medals I can during these day stages, but the ones I miss, I'll get them off screen. Don't worry about that, folks. No need to pester me in the comment section below, but oh, you missed a medal there, you missed one there. Now the L1 and R1 buttons are essentially for Sonic's new move here called the Quick Step, which with a press of a button you can instantly switch to between the paths. So say you want to dash to the left or the right. They're also for when you're grinding on rails. If there's 3 rails and you need to swap, instead of manually jumping from rail to rail like in the previous games, all you need to do is just press L1 and R1 and there you go. Swap rails, easy as pie. Now, there's a little gimmick here for this section right here, the mud. If you step on the mud, it'll slow you down for some reason. There'll be a warning icon above your head if you entered it, and it would just slow you down tremendously. Which means you won't be able to pick up your speed until you get back into the middle orange paths. Again, skills like that require a tremendous amount of practice to get through the stage as fast as you can. Are you sure you are feeling good there, Sonic? Don't worry, if you fail that QT, you just get an alternate way to get back up to the goal.
Sweet.
Another beautiful S rank. I am satisfaction. I know, terrible pun. Now, for the Sonic upgrades, I believe it goes up to about 10. As for the Werehog, I have no fucking clue. Because all my times waxing, I never once maxed up the Werehog. Because later on, when you get past, later on, the XP requirements reach ridiculous levels. Like, we're talking like 99, then 50 times the amount of bars you need. I'm like, fuck that. I'll just enjoy myself in the sun. No need to worry about a blue hedgehog.
Eggman.
How'd you get here so quickly?
Of all questions, Eggman, you could have asked, it was that one, really?
Behold, my new power! Egg Beetle, go!
And here's our first daytime boss, folks, the Egg Beetle. Now, the way the boss fights are structured for daytime Sonic is that they're always like moving at high speed. The goal for this beetle is you need to boost in closely, watch for the missiles using the quick step that Eggman fires at you. Wait, get close to the beetle, then stop boosting, wait for his jaw to open, and then dash, and then go for that cockpit as many times as you can. You can do up to 3 bounces on that cockpit until you need to rinse the peep pattern again. Slow down, wait for his jaw to open, and then boost ahead. And yes, they intentionally put medals in the boss fights as well. And be sure to collect rings along the way so you don't run out of boost energy. By the way, I got all the Sun Moon medals here by complete accident, I swear. It was never intentional for me to get all the medals here. Yeah, Eggman always has a giggle when he manages to successfully hit you. And there you go, that's your first boss.
Same as ever, all bark and no bite. Yes.
An A rank. Okay, that's fair enough. I am awesome anyway. I know I need to stop that. That's twice in one video now. See, this is the problem when you do commentating by yourself, folks. You sound like an absolute moron rumbling to yourself when commentating over something where, especially because we started this as a team, you would think that me and Colin and Lee would have plenty of shit to talk about. So there's a tip for any future people out here who may think of doing a Let's Play. If you're doing it by yourself, don't commentate by yourself. It's just not worth it, in my opinion. Like, if you're gonna commentate, at least have at least one more member of a friend with you, so you can at least have talk back, for example. Like, let's say, for example, if Colin and Lee, if we ever do a Pokemon game for the channel, I'll have a bunch of questions because I never grew up with Pokemon, and I'll be interested to find out what the series is in terms of their Pokemon and the gameplay style, everything. You know, just try and be interested in it with an open mind.
Hey, what's this hole?
Wait! There
That running sound effect is right out of Scooby-Doo.
What's that?
That's the audience you're looking at. That's what they are. That's what it is, Chip. It seems to be me. It could just be me, but is it? Does anyone else think that for some odd reason that when an emerald is needed or collected or for a plot or a special stage, it's mostly the green one that's first?
Eggman was so keen on taking the place over.
Oh, now what? Now look what you've done. So now that we've restored the emerald, the first piece is moving back into place. Again, how does this not cause any natural disasters while it's moving, like earthquakes, tsunamis? Like, what the hell? I know it's a video game, but come on. Again, Tails explained the obvious if you weren't paying attention. Hey Sonic, take a look at my Wii U gamepad and you'll be able to see a slideshow of the Earth moving back into place.
Sweet. At this rate, you'll have the whole world back together in no time, Sonic.
Planet-sized jigsaw puzzle? Sounds like a great excuse to see the world.
I would say so. Anyway, before we end off this part, let's squeeze in another daytime stage for you folks, since that's the best part. We are now heading off to Holoska, which is the Arctic, the North Antarctica, if that's how it's pronounced. You know, the snowy lands. This is where all the ice physics come into play, and this is where we get our first upgrade for Sonic. Yeah, I hate snowmen. Hey there, little girl. Marquita. What's it like in Holoska then? Okay. Ah well, enjoy your life here. That's good. And again, Sun and Moon medals. Need to collect them all. Yeah, more loading screens. Mind you, not as bad as Sonic 06's. There's our stomp shoes. What these shoes allow you to do when you collect them is that you'll be able to stomp towards the ground. Which will be helpful, not just for this stage, because there'll be certain ice blocks of ice that you need to break down when falling down. You can use them to press the switches here that need to be pushed down. And it's a good way, for example, when you're in a homing attack chain, you can, instead of slowly falling towards the ground to regain your speed, you can instantly stomp the ground and instantly get your speed back. So we're now heading off to Cool Edge, the daytime stage. And Steven, if you're watching, here's your favorite stage. Again, this is where the ice physics come into play. Not so much when you're on the snow, it's when you're on the ice itself. And good luck trying to spot the medals when you first play this. Not to mention the countless amount of rounds they give you for the boost. I mean, it's just, and not to mention the lives as well. They just could continuously give you what you need. Now this bit, the path splits in two here. You can take a shortcut through the right there. No, the left, sorry. But I'm going to take the long path and drift around the ice here. This is, again, the ice physics. As you see right now, the ice physics come in and nearly made me fall off the stage. Yeah, stomp that button. And here's the bobsledge. You cannot boost with the bobsledge, but all you can do is move left and right. And again, watch out for spikes and enemies. And again, the enemies don't don't have to physically attack you in order for you to get hit, but if you get hit, you'll go flying in the air, and you won't be able to change your direction. So, but I hope you get used to how this bobsled works, because it'll be back in a tremendous circus from hell when we get to the end of the game. And that's all I'll say for now. And that's all the sun medals. That was quick. You know, this place kind of looks like a bit of an Ice Age kind of feel when you look at the backgrounds, especially right here. You know, all the pointy, snowy mountain, well, sculptures, and the fact that it's half flooded as well. Here, and again, this is where you're introduced to when you can run underwater. If you slow down, you will fall. You have to keep up your speed. Hey Boogle Whale, you fancy giving me a wee lift? Thank you. Now this section right here, we do not have the wall jump as of yet, so I'm going to have to take the lower path. And that there is what the stomp is used for. Just breaking down plates of ice that you can't get through. Record. Now watch out for the wind-like enemies, shape-like enemies that look like turbines from a jet engine. They can blow cold air at you, and that freezes you. To break out of the freeze, you need to wiggle the left stick. Here's our last section, the last bobsledge. Again, this is a bit tricky because you cannot stop at all. You can only move left and right. It's basically like an auto scroller, except again, move only left and right. And it can be tricky, especially when you try to collect the collectibles here, where it's VHS tapes or moon medals. Now this bit right here, do not hit the third enemy. The third enemy is always going to go for a punch. Whee! Moon medal and level over. Let's see what rank I got. Of course, another beautiful Satisfaction S rank. Hey, look at the background there. The penguins are even dancing in the victory there. Hooray! Now that we've got the first half of the Holoska key, now we'll come back to the night stage later on. And with that, I'll see you in the next part, folks.
Oh!